So, hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Missy, and I'm going to share a couple things about specifically for gaming purposes. This may help you in many other things. I'm sharing this just for those in case you're having issues with gaming specifically. There are different platforms of gaming that requires a lot more RAM, better CPU, just higher gigahertz speed, and however, I played Roblox for a long time with a very, very low gigahertz laptop, like 1.6, I think it was, which, at any rate, so basically, there are certain browsers that have high CPU usage, but I'm specifically talking about the COM Surrogate issue. The COM Surrogate, if you're not familiar with that, and I just want to say out front, I am not tech savvy. I'm not a tech expert person. There are a few things that I do know just because I've had to learn and troubleshoot myself through the years, and so what I know, and there are many things that I don't know. So, like, if you have a lot of other questions about things, I may or may not be able to help you, but I'm sharing what I do know, and that is the COM surrogate sometimes can be a virus. However, this is something that Windows uses. It's just a process, it's like a container, but it can cause high CPU usage. For example, today I was gaming and my CPU was at 100%. You definitely don't want to have your CPU at 100% when you go into a game. So to find out what's actually going on, if you have any kind of lag, any kind of, like, let's say you go on a platform and it's like dragging, or any kind of work that you're doing, especially if you're using a browser, you're online, it can cause, even whether you're online or not, it can cause this issue. So to go open your task managers, where I personally want to start, you would click Alt, Control, Delete, all at the same time. You hold them down all at the same time. And I'm like trying to share this like you've never heard of it before. I'm sure everybody, I'm preaching to the choir. So then, as you can see currently right now, I am using my camera, so that's taken up a lot. Okay, so if you're gaming and you're using your camera and you're using an internet browser, you're going to have a very large RAM space, which I think this particular computer, I probably have 8 gigabytes, which definitely 16 gigabytes would be better. So I'm currently, this is my CPU, which is not bad, okay, but if I was to open up a game, it wouldn't be good, okay. So but the only reason this browser is, to be fair to Microsoft right now, the reason that this browser is super high, like way over 2 gigs current usage, is because I have 8 browsers open. In addition to having 8 browsers open, I'm uploading a video on YouTube currently, so I'm doing a lot right now. So I have these 7 browsers open because I'm going to talk about some things in that. So that's, in fairness to Microsoft, that's not out of line for memory. CPU, as you can see, it's not using that much CPU. It's at 3.9%. The camera, however, is using a lot. This is a 1080p Logitech camera. So investing in cameras, it's also important to know what kind of apps. Actually, I'm sorry, take it back. I am using a Logitech camera, but I'm also using an app with, software or whatever that's built into the computer. So when you invest in a computer and it has certain apps in it, and then you're going to use your external camera, maybe you want to invest in a camera app for your computer that may not use, that's a little bit high. That's a lot. That's like half my CPU just to use a camera in my computer while I'm doing something. So that's too demanding. Okay, so then you go down to, here it is right here. See this right here? This looks not like it's not a problem, right? COMSurrogate.com, COM Surrogate, excuse me. So sometimes, now Windows has COM Surrogate, it's just a process they do, but sometimes third-party apps are the ones actually using the COM Surrogate in your computer. So you can do what's called a reboot. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But you also want to scan. If you're having consistently problems with your high CPU, you might want to just, run a scan, whatever software you have on your computer, because sometimes that is one way viruses appear in a computer, is they operate through COM Surrogate, just so you know. Okay, phone link, like that right now is using 25 megabytes. that doesn't even need to be opened. Like, there's a lot of apps in Microsoft, things like Photos doesn't need to be opened. Like, all these little apps that are open, they do add up. So I'm going to show you things that you can do to reduce your CPU. Like, I will tell you this, I have used Brave browser for many years, and I had less problems with high CPU in gaming than I have with Microsoft. Microsoft Edge is consistently, from my personal experience, a high CPU user. And I think that there's probably a little bit more that you could do. I don't use Google Chrome, I don't use Safari, I don't use Opera, although I have used Opera before. Brave browser, there's different things that you can do. I think you have actually more things you can do with Brave browser to reduce CPU usage than you can with Microsoft. But Microsoft has been, and Windows alone, have been complained of. COM Surrogate is a problematic CPU usage user in your computer. But there's ways that you can reduce that using Windows. And that is to repair your broken or corrupt system files, do a clean boot, and removing problematic apps. It doesn't delete them, okay? Now, you don't need this. They're going to advertise that you need this, this, and this, and maybe it'll work better, but personally, I'm just telling you what you can do without downloading any kind of installations onto your computer. Okay, there's ways that you can do that without downloading stuff. And it's actually pretty simple. But this, I will put the links to these descriptions, and it tells you, explains what the COM is, and COM Surrogate, what it is, and how to recognize whether, you know, it's just a Windows COM Surrogate, or possibly you've got third-party apps using your surrogate, or possibly it is a virus. You cannot, you don't want to disable COM Surrogate. That would not be good, but you can reduce the CPU usage. Here it is. Windows key plus R, type misconfig, and click OK. And I will put the link to this in the description of this video, and I appreciate a like. I really would appreciate that. I try to like everybody's videos that I watch, and if you have similar videos that you create on your channel, shout yourself out. When you comment on somebody's channel, that's a link to your channel, and I click on comments. They're comment surfers. They comment and they go to other people's channels through their comments. I'm one of those people. I like to check out smaller channels, you know, or people with related content. I often do that, and I don't know if people will fess up or not, but there's a whole lot of people that do that. So you can get exposure just by commenting. Okay, so, but I would appreciate some feedback if this helped you in any way. So then you go back to system configuration window, click apply, followed by OK. See, it shows a little arrow there. Perform SFC and DISM scans. Windows key plus S, type CMD, select run as administrator under command prompt. Wait for the command to complete, type the command below and press enter. Because these corrupt system files or broken files, they can cause problems on PCs. So yeah, so when you see consistent high CPU usage, you know, it might just be the things that you're doing, you know, like I'm using the camera, I'm using a lot of browsers on my internet, you know, it just could be demanding of your computer, especially if you have low gigabyte RAM. You might want to consider increasing the RAM. If your computer allows that. I mean, look into it at least, right? At any rate, it's not supposed to delete your applications or your files. It's just supposed to help repair them. So I hope that's helpful. Anyways, okay, onward telling which COM object a COM surrogate is hosting. I'll put a link to this if you want to get even detail about it instead of just doing a simple reboot. It can be, see, it can be a virus. So definitely do, you know, you should be systematically doing scans anyways. Okay, so to fix Microsoft high CPU, and you know what, the other thing about Microsoft is it doesn't just use, it uses a lot of disk space as well. Okay, so you got CPU, look, I'm at 100% right now. That's ridiculous. Really, that's ridiculous. I'm not even playing a game right now. Could you imagine if I was playing a game? So yeah, I'm definitely getting ready to do some work on my computer here. But I just wanted to show this as an example. This camera app I'm probably going to be getting rid of, and I'll probably invest in some professional software. I mean, there are your dedicated developers out there who create software that doesn't, you know, specifically doesn't eat up your CPU, because they know those things are important to your computer. So, although, you know, the free stuff, it may be free, but it can also be problematic. I'm just saying, you might want to save your money if you ain't got money. Invest in something a little bit more professional. And I've been looking for an editing software that's going to have camera app and all that in one. So I've been looking. I'm going to have to order it because I've been looking at the store and they don't have anything. Where I live, we don't have much options for stores. Da da da. So yeah, back to Microsoft. CPU and disk. Basically clean out all your cookies, all your cache. So I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to here. Click out of this. So see this right here, you just click on control panel, go to delete cookies, go to internet, task or whatever, delete cookies, and then you're going to click on this. Now I don't want to delete my history, I don't want to delete my form data, and I don't want to delete my passwords. You can click or unclick these, but basically these here and these will help clear up some things that alone can cause lag. So always, I systematically do that, especially if I've ever gone into a new website that I haven't, like when you go to Microsoft. That's another thing about Microsoft Edge. The only reason I'm using Microsoft Edge is because of the reward points. I'll be straight up. I've used Brave. I think Brave is the best because there's less pop-ups. Microsoft Edge, their browser, when you open up Microsoft Edge, it takes you to your first, you know, it's just all ads, right? Just, there are so many cookies in here on this front page, it's just ridiculous. Like, I probably just put a bunch of cookies in after I just cleaned them out, but just by clicking on that. But a lot of those that you get lured into those articles on that front page, you're just filling your cookie jar up when you do that in Microsoft Edge. It's like, I think the worst. I could be wrong on that, but that's my personal opinion. So COM Surrogate, open up your task manager. If you feel like your gaming is lagging, it's probably got something to do with COM Surrogate. Check out your CPU. This should never be up above 60 or 70. I mean, if I was to get onto Roblox right now, I probably wouldn't even be able to get on. I would have to close all these tabs, close this camera, and because this camera itself is using up half of my CPU. So that's why I'm not using my webcam until I get better software. So I use my phone a lot because my phone is separate from my computer, and I keep it in airplane mode, so there's no interlinking with the Wi-Fi and all that other stuff or whatever. And I just, you know, I put my camera on a tripod or whatever and record that way. And honestly, I think that my camera, I don't know, my phone camera does a lot better, but it is very limited on storage and battery life, and I could just endlessly record with my Logitech external webcam. Anyways, I hope this is in any way helpful. If you've learned anything in here, I would appreciate some feedback, maybe a like. I get it if you don't even have an account. There's a lot of people that surf the internet and they do not even want YouTube to know what they're watching, because then they get cookies and then they get, ads based on the things they watch. And I get it. I've surfed with VPN myself. But anywho's, just come back and check in again if you are. I see a lot of repeat viewers that are not subscribers, and I'm cool with that. I'm just happy you came back. I'm cool with that, and I appreciate you, right? I know a lot of people complain because they're not subscribed to them, but I'm like, you know what? You watched my video and you came back. I'm happy. But if you are a person with an account, I would appreciate you can consider subscribing, just so that way, you can be updated on things. And anyways, if you can give a like, I appreciate that, okay? Because that helps people. Creators' likes are so important, because interactions with a creator's video helps boost it with algorithm. The more likes we get, the more interactions, the more it pushes in the algorithm for more visibility. And that's the kind of things that we long for, because we're creators, and we're doing it for fun and for also for growth of our channel. So anyways, I hope you consider that. If you would, be so kind. And you know what? Shout yourself out. If you or somebody has the same kind of videos, or if you're a creator, put a comment down there. I will visit your channel. And if you are visiting my channel and you see other commenters, I hope you would consider, checking them out too. Because if you shout yourself out what kind of channel you have like content on mine, I will visit. I will let you know though, as a gamer, I don't play any games with violence in it. And just, I just like positive vibes and just fun stuff. I'm not judging people who do. I'm just saying, that I don't watch videos that are game videos that has violence in it. So anyways, but I will check your stuff out, okay? I will go to your channel, and I appreciate you, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.